It's the kind of drama that you like when you're watching a movie. And Jurassic Park is one heck of it's a modern day classic. And the music in Jurassic Park is simply outstanding. But what if you were able to see it with a live orchestra and watch the movie? The answer is yes and yes on both. I have Allison Page, who's the Director of Communications for the Portland Symphony Orchestra. Welcome back to the program.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
I'm so excited that you were able to make it in on a day like this. What's the weather like where you are this morning?
It's not too bad. The snow stopped, so not pretty easy drive down.
Right. Okay, well, I'm glad you're here in Sanford with us, and you're talking about the show coming up on Saturday night. Now, we talked a little bit about it before, but being as someone who lives it day in, day out, what can someone expect when they show up to the Merrill Auditorium and they see this show on Saturday nights?
Well, it is an experience unlike anything that you've ever had before. So seeing a film with a live orchestra just brings the movie and the music to another level. So we have 2 performances of Jurassic Park in concert, Saturday and Sunday. There are still limited tickets, but we thought Valentine's Day and then we thought dinosaurs. Why not? But
right. It's a great date movie.
Exactly. But basically what happens is the film is played in full above the orchestra, but the score is removed, and the orchestra is then playing the entire score for the movie live. So the conductor has, a little screen, and they are keeping time to the movie perfectly. And the coolest part about the experience is there are moments where you forget that the orchestra is even there because they are so perfectly in sync with the movie. And you can hear things that you can't necessarily hear in the same way when you're just watching the movie at home. And, it's a big screen, so it's like being in a movie theater, but that much better.
It's so funny. Everybody brags on their home setup and their surround sound. And, we're going to go to IMAX. And that's the big thing. But there's nothing that replaces the original way that people used to see movies. Can you give us a little history on how? Because I didn't know that movies were played with live orchestras back in the day.
Yeah, so way back before, sound recording and all of that, movies were called silent films. So there was no music. It was just the picture, and then there would be interstittals of what characters were saying, and there would be a live orchestra, or in some cases an organist, or anybody performing along with the movie and giving it the music soundtrack. And that's kind of where it originated. So it's really interesting to see now there are so many orchestras that are kind of going back to that art form in a new way, where you have the movie and then the music is live.
Well, I think with everybody that has a decent surround sound system or at home thing, the new thing to make it even better is to go back and have that full experience that you just cannot replicate in your living room. Allison Page is my guest this morning. Jurassic Park, put on by the Portland Symphony Orchestra. It's coming up on Saturday over at Merrill Auditorium. Can you still get tickets for this show?
You can, but there are very limited tickets left.
Good.
So if you want to go, you should get them right away.
So you're going to be with like-minded people enjoying the theater. When people think of massive orchestration when it comes to movies, Jurassic Park is one of them, but there's another one coming up that has probably one of the most famous themes of all time. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. So on March 14th and 15th, we are doing what many consider to be the best of the original Star Wars trilogy, which is Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back in concert. Very similar experience to Jurassic, where it's the film and then the music is played live, but it's, Star Wars, the music is so iconic. John Williams' score is just incredible. So it's a really fun experience and definitely worth checking out.
So it's the it's the movie with a live orchestra. And it's all down on the conductor to get this right. Who is your conductor for these shows?
So for Jurassic Park, we have Connor Gray Covington joining us. And then for Star Wars, we have Xiao Lin. And she actually was here with us last year for Star Wars New Hope in concert. So we're really excited to have her back. The skill involved in conducting in general is just astronomical. And then when you add the component of following along to a film and making sure that everything is super on point, it just adds a whole nother dimension to it.
Do you know how they do that?
Well, I know technically how they do it, which is that they have the score and they have a tablet with the movie, and they're following along in the score and the movie, and there's cues within it, so they know when to cue the orchestra. But that's technically how it works. Truthfully, just from a thinking about it standpoint, I have no idea how they do it, because it's so precise to have to get those cues right on, because there's so many things that are happening in a movie that are underscored by music that aren't those moments with like the big theme playing, but there's so many little moments where there's tiny musical accompaniment that you don't even necessarily notice until you're having that experience of seeing the music performed live.
So this is a Saturday night thing, so it's Valentine's night. It's right in the heart. It's on the edge of the old port in Portland with all the restaurants. So, take your significant other out for a night on the town. You can have a nice dinner. You can check out the show. What time does it start?
So Jurrasic Park, you can see Saturday, February 14th at 7 p.m. and Sunday, February 15th at 1 p.m. And then Star Wars is Saturday, March 14th at 7 p.m. and then Sunday, March 15th at 1 p.m. and at 7 p.m.
Wow, that's quite the undertaking that the entire crew has done. You've been a great guest in the past. It's wonderful to have you on this morning. Allison Page, the Director of Communications over at the Portland Symphony Orchestra, joining us on the program this morning. By the way, yes, we will have tickets to that show, the Jurassic Park show, tomorrow morning on York County's Morning Show.
York County's Morning Show.